Hi crafters, Amy here, and today I have another simple Christmas card design to share with you today. Just going to jump right in and show you some of the products that I'm using. I have the Merry Christmas Tree stamp from My Favorite Things. I have the torn paper Christmas tree stencil from A Colorful Life Designs. And I have some of the party collection, the Spring Fling mini inks here from Catherine Pooler. And I'm using the colors Garden Party and Melon Ice to start. And I'm just going to set up my A2 size card base of 110 pound cardstock. I'm going to be ink blending directly on that, so it's going to be a single layer card. And I'm using some post-it masking tape to kind of mask off the trunk of the tree as well as the star, because in this particular design I just want the main tree portion. So I start off with the lighter of the two colors, Melon Ice, and then move on to Garden Party. And I am going in more saturated on the edges and leaving it more of a highlight in the center. And it gives me that cool tree shape. Now what's awesome is when I realized that the stamp fits so perfectly inside that area. It was like they were meant to be used together. So originally I was thinking of using a dark black ink here, but then I decided to go with the Lemon Ricky, which is from a different one of the party collection sets from Catherine Pooler. Now I will add all of the products that I used in the video description box below, so if you expand that and scroll down, then you'll find all those details and links and all that good stuff. So I do stamp it a couple times. The more you stamp it, the darker it does get. It is a dye ink, so it's going to get kind of richer in color, and it is a nice contrast against that green that I used on the tree. And here I'm showing you another stencil from A Colorful Life Designs. This is Christmas Quilt, and here I have some removable sticker label paper. I do get that from Amazon, and I'll link that below, but I'm just basically creating a very simple mask on one of these sheets of paper. I'm just using a pencil to get the rough shape. You'll see I didn't do a very good job, and honestly you could really skip this step if you're kind of mindful when you use the second stencil to layer up. You can kind of, use them in tandem together, which you'll see later on. So in this video, I'm going to show you two cards from beginning to end, but if you stick around to the end, I'm going to actually show you a couple other bonus cards as well with some different combinations and different ways that you can use it. So you can see I'm using this masking paper, and I'm just going to lay that over the Christmas tree that I already ink blended and stamped, so that way I can go over with that coral Kamana color and not kind of muddy up the ink. Now if you're using a neutral for the background blending, then it doesn't matter so much, but I really didn't want to mix the coral with the green color and then create kind of a muddy brown color. So that's the reason I opted to mask on this particular card. But again, there are ways around it if you don't want to mess with this simple mask. So again, I put the mask down, I put the Christmas quilt stencil over it, and now I'm coming in with the coral Kamana, and I'm just lightly ink blending. I'm not coming at it with very harsh color. I'm just kind of working in spots, going lighter and darker and going from there. So you can see here when you remove the mask that you got this beautiful Christmas tree behind it, and then this nice red quilty looking background. So I decided it needed a little something else, so I'm just gonna clean up my work surface here, and then I'm gonna come in with some gold sequins. I just felt like it needed a little extra bling because it is a nice flat card. It'll be easy to ship, save on postage, especially this time of year, right, when we're sending out so many of them. But I'm working in odd numbers. I tend to do on this design, I've been doing like 3 on the top left and 2 on the lower right, but odd numbers tend to be more visually appealing to the eye, and that's just my preference, but you do whatever you prefer. And I have this mix of small, medium, and large. So in the top left I have one of the small, one of the medium, one of the large, and then a large and a small one on the lower right. I'm just going to kind of, make a mess trying to put all that back in my little container. And then I decided to come with a gold gel pen. And this is, again, just to add a little something extra to the star on top and tie in a little bit with the gold sequins. But overall, as you can see, very simple design. Working around that, giving it little glowy bits. And that finishes that first card. And now you can see I'm coming in with a neutral in the background, and I'm not going to be doing any masking. So again, I'm working directly on the card base, and I have, actually I think at this point I'm just using the residual black or gray that's already on my ink brush, but I do have a light gray for my favorite things at the ready in case I ran out. And now I have another set of Catherine Pooler inks here, and I'm just going to do very bright, vibrant colors, and I'm working in a rainbow here. So this is my nod to Laura Basson and her ever-present rainbows, but I love them as well and use them whenever I can. So I'm kind of working through simple colors here. I think this is the Carnival collection. Either way, I'll link all the products that I use below, but I'm working through creating this rainbow pattern, and I'm not even worried about points where that quilt design will come through, because if it does, it's just a gray neutral, and if anything, it's just going to add some texture and design. So if you're going to do something like this where you're not worried about the colors getting muddy, then you don't even need to mask. You can just kind of, you know, leave it be and skip that step. So on this one, I went a little differently here. I relined up the stamp, but I decided that I didn't want that little star bit on the top of the stamp. So I'm mindful of where I'm putting the words. I want it to line up how I want, but then I take some post-it tape and actually mask off that little star on the top of the tree, because I don't want that on this particular card. So here I'm using a rich black pigment ink. This is Versifying Clair Nocturne. And I stamped this a couple times, both times masking off that little star, because like I said, I didn't want it in this design. So I'm going to get that nice and rich dark black for the words that really pop off against that rainbow look and really stand out nicely. And then I'm going to take that out, and then I decided to use a different stencil. This is from the November release. It's called Merry Ho Ho Ho, and it had the perfect size star. So I got these Bitty Bunny blending brushes from the Rabbit Hole Designs, and I use one of those with yellow just to kind of put my own star on top of the tree. So you could use another stencil, you could draw one on yourself, but on this one I really wanted to add a little extra star. So that's what I did here. And now I have a silver gel pen because I thought it would go better with the gray on the background, and I'm just kind of drawing in some little details on the star here, kind of outlining it. This pen was a little clogged, so it was causing me some trouble here, but I just kind of put some lines in the center of it and some, you know, rays off the edge of it. And then I have some silver sequins again to tie it in. I'm going to do the top 3 on the left and 2 more on the bottom. And again, I'm struggling like I always do. And then I decided to add a little black. So here I'm just going to show you the 4 finished cards. I have the 2 that I completed for you, and then 2 extra ones. There's the first one. Here's the rainbow. You can see I added a little bit of black to the top of the star. And then on this variation, I did kind of, you know, a coral and a light green on the back, and then I did a neutral for the tree, and you can see I moved up the star. So I masked off the star and moved it up on that tree. And on this one I did grays with some corals and teals for a different variation. So this is a fun way to create some simple Christmas cards. You can make them all different, keep them the same, whatever works, but either way they're pretty quick to make, they're fun, and they shouldn't cost a lot for shipping. So I hope you like these ideas. If you want more Christmas card ideas, I do have more videos below for you to check out. I have kind of a whole playlist of Christmas videos that I've been making, so if you need some inspiration, go ahead and check that out. Please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing, and if you hit the bell, then you'll be notified anytime I post a new video. So let me know what you think. I love your comments. Have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye.